Hello, in the sixth grade. This is your science video for Tuesday, April 27th or 8th. I can't remember what date it is. I think it's the 28th. No, 27th. Okay, and so we'll be doing two work text pages today. Those two pages are I almost went off. Actually, only one for science. It's page 185, and you're going to turn that one in. The backside you're not going to do, so don't worry about that part. So we'll just do 185, and I think it's a map of some kind anyway that you would use for 186, but don't need to worry about it because we're not doing 180. I mean, for 187, we're not doing 187 either. So appreciate those that were asking about how I'm doing. I'm doing okay. I'm not feeling terribly, horribly, or anything. So as far as that goes, I'm doing fine. And so don't forget, you will need to be watching videos as they're assigned, and also make sure you're keeping up with the other assignments, and we're working to find out how I can get work back to you, that type of thing. So we'll see what happens otherwise. And so let's go ahead and get started then with our reading. And starting on page 278 is where we're going to be. And on 278, it's talking about respiratory problems, speaking of being sick. The respiratory system involves many parts. God's designed to connect the different parts of our bodies to work together. When all the parts are working properly, you hardly notice any of them. However, if one part stops working well, you usually notice it very quickly. The problem may be, merely an annoyance, such as a stuffy head or a runny nose, or it could be a life-threatening problem, such as when the body is not able to get the air that it needs. Respiratory problems vary a lot. Some affect only one part of the respiratory system. Others, however, cause trouble for many parts. Some are sicknesses that come and go, whereas others may last a person's whole life. Diseases. Many diseases can affect the body's ability to breathe properly. The most common respiratory disease is a cold. Cold viruses usually affect the nose and throat, causing their cells to swell. These cells start producing more mucus than normal, and the person may have trouble breathing through his nose. Colds can also affect the sinuses, ears, and bronchi. Influenza, or the flu, is also caused by a virus. Flu viruses are similar to cold viruses. They often have some of the same symptoms. Flu viruses, though, usually also cause fevers, headaches, and muscle aches. The viruses may lead to a more serious illness or infection. Both colds and the flu are very contagious or easy to spread to other people. Colds and the flu are usually spread through the air when a sick person coughs or sneezes. When another person inhales, he breathes in the virus. That particular virus may or may not make him sick. Sometimes a person may get sick by touching his mouth or nose after he has touched something that a sick person has coughed or sneezed on. Frequently, hand washing can help keep viruses from spreading. Some problems affect the throat, another part of the respiratory system. Many different things cause sore throats. Sometimes dust or smoke in the air can irritate the throat and cause it to be sore. The extra mucus produced because of a cold or flu may also irritate the lining of the throat. The throat usually has a coating that helps keep it moist. Sometimes extreme coughing will dry out the throat and cause it to hurt. Occasionally, a virus or bacteria may infect the throat or larynx. Strep throat is a type of infection that is caused by bacteria. A person with strep throat will usually have a high fever for several days. A doctor can test to see if a sore throat is strep throat. If it is, the doctor can prescribe medicine to help the body get rid of the bacteria. Sometimes a cold or flu can turn into bronchitis. This disease causes the bronchi to become infected and swollen. A germ such as a virus irritates the lining of the bronchi. This often causes the cilia to stop moving. They cannot trap or remove particles. The air passages become blocked, and more mucus is produced. The extra mucus in the bronchi makes it hard for the air to pass in and out of the lungs. This is why a person with bronchitis often sounds raspy. He may also cough a lot. Coughing is the body's way to try to remove the extra mucus. Pneumonia is a lung infection. It is caused by viruses or bacteria and may develop from another illness. The infection causes the lungs to fill with fluid. The fluid keeps the lungs from being able to properly fill with air. Oxygen cannot reach all the areas of the lungs. This makes it hard for oxygen to get from the alveoli to the bloodstream. Right, and then on allergies on the next page. Sneezing does not always mean that you have a cold. It may mean that you have an allergic reaction to something in the air. The air that we inhale usually contains particles such as dust and pollen. For some people, this dust or pollen may cause breathing problems. Their bodies react to things in the air that other people have never even noticed. People with respiratory allergies often sneeze. They may also have runny noses, itchy eyes, or breathing problems. Allergies often come and go with the seasons. For example, pollen in the air is in the air in the most of the spring and the fall. It is right now for trees especially. A person may be fine in the winter but react as soon as the spring pollen arrives. An allergy is not contagious. It cannot be spread like a cold or the flu can. Asthma. Asthma is a disorder that causes the small bronchial tubes to become narrow from time to time. This can make it hard for a person to breathe. Asthma can vary a lot from person to person. Some people with asthma have very few problems, whereas others have severe difficulties. Allergies and air pollution are two things that may cause someone to have an asthma attack. During an attack, the muscles around the bronchial tubes tighten more than normal. This makes the bronchial tubes smaller. The airways are often swollen and irritated. This makes it difficult for the person to breathe. The person may cough and wheeze as he breathes. Someone with asthma may use an inhaler. The inhaler contains medicine that can be breathed in. It can help prevent an asthma attack from starting or getting worse. Asthma is not contagious. Most people with asthma are able to keep it under control. This way, they can still participate in sports. And other activities. Smoking. Well, hopefully none of you are doing this, but you got to see the difference there between the healthy lung and the smoker's lung there at the top, but that's just showing the outside, but it's on the inside that really makes a difference as well. Smoking is harmful to your health. Cigarette smoke contains poisonous chemicals that harm the lungs and other parts of the body. Most of the smoke particles are very small. They cannot be trapped by the cilia and mucus in the airways. These poisonous chemicals get into the lungs. As the smoke particles cool, they form a sticky tar that stays in the lungs. The tar makes the cilia clump together so that they cannot work properly. When this happens, dust, dirt, and smoke stay in the lungs. This sticky tar may cause diseases such as lung cancer. Another deadly disease caused by cigarette smoking is emphysema. Sometimes cigarette smoke causes the alveoli to stop working properly. This keeps the lungs from being able to transfer oxygen and carbon dioxide between the air and the blood. Once the alveoli are damaged, they cannot be repaired. People with emphysema have difficulty breathing. They also get tired a lot. This is because they do not get enough oxygen into their bloodstream. Even blowing out a match may be difficult for them to do. The human body is one of God's marvelous designs. He created all the parts of our bodies to work together. The other respiratory system works with other systems in our body to keep. The respiratory system works with other systems in our body to keep us alive. We should say with the psalmist in Psalm 139, "I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works." Our bodies were made by God and belong to Him. Taking care of our bodies brings glory to Him. All right, that's your reading, and your work text. Your secret word will be, I should make it easy, inhaler. Make it inhaler. All right, well, that's it. And go ahead and write that word down because you may be asked it tomorrow. All right, have a good day. Bye.